Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that at least within the Star Wars films, by far, the most evil characters have got to be, of course, no other than Emperor Palpatine, also known as Darth Sidious, and even, of course, Supreme Leader Snoke, due to what he did to the Skywalker and Solo family. Now, on top of all this, we do know that this film is going to deliver many different twists and turns that's going to have a massive impact, not just on The Force Awakens, but also on The Last Jedi by J.J., Chris, and George Lucas, and what they really want to do to really shape up The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and to really make it look different for the fans once they go ahead and see The Rise of Skywalker. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of both Rey and Kylo Ren holding hands, where they are said to be shrouded in darkness, where it's explained that they are using the flow walking technique, where they begin to see and hear visions of the past. One of the sequences is said to involve the distant laughter of Palpatine, where as Kylo Ren and Rey hear this laughter, they begin to see a rear shot of a cloaked figure in a purple robe, wearing a strange mask. This figure is described to be Supreme Leader Snoke, and of course where the Palpatine laughter is coming from. As this happens, it's explained that the Snoke figure with the Palpatine laughter is looking out to the construction of Starkiller Base, where it's said that there appears to be a number of 3 supremacy ships, surprisingly hovering over the planet. It's described to be a dark and gritty scene where Kylo and Rey become overwhelmed of what they are witnessing, and that this was an idea implemented in the film by J.J. Abrams. Lastly, it's described that eventually the vision fades into another one, featuring a part of Luke's past in the burning Jedi Temple, just after Ben Solo's turn to the dark side. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is going to be a movie that is, of course, not only going to be a revelation film, but it's going to be a movie that's going to be used as a foundation to really create something new and to build towards something larger. Now, with the flow walking technique now being inserted into Episode 9, I think it's a very good tool by J.J. Abrams to really fill in the gaps in between the originals and the sequels, and to give us little glimpses of the past featuring, Snoke, Luke, Palpatine, you name it, to get a better idea of what happened all in between. And I think that's one great aspect of this film, is that yes, we will be learning more about that. Now, this is a huge hint and/or indicator that, of course, Snoke was Palpatine or vice versa, because of the laughter of Palpatine being placed over the shot of Supreme Leader Snoke in his purple robe and in his strange mask, looking over the construction of Starkiller Base. Now, what I find to be so fascinating about all of this is that we have been hearing a lot of different hints before in the past of course, Snoke being Palpatine or vice versa. And we also know that Snoke's backstory was being kept a huge secret by Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams, and of course Andy Serkis, for a very specific reason for the future that they could not reveal. And you can really see how everything is starting to line directly up here. So these hints and indicators that we've been going over for a couple of months now, everything is starting to make a lot more sense at this point in time. So let's talk about flow walking quick. Now, flow walking, I gotta say, I loved how Jason Solo in Star Wars Legends used this technique, except in, of course, the Disney canon, they're going to use it in a different sense where they can basically use it in the forms of both going to the past and to the future. And on top of all of that, they can also learn, from their mistakes. They can learn from the ancient times and exactly how they want to pull knowledge from that era. That's exactly what flow walking is going to be used for. It's going to be basically a way to teach themselves about the Jedi and the Sith and everything that happened to Luke, Snoke, and everybody else in between episodes 6 and 7. And that's what I love so much about this, is that J.J. Abrams is really trying to deliver a different type of Star Wars film that is also very different, that is also going to have a lot of nostalgia in it. You know, mind you, The Last Jedi was very different and it really did not work well with a lot of fans, including myself. I had a lot of issues with that movie. If you guys like that movie, that's fine. But with Episode 9, it being different and having a lot of nostalgia attached to it, I think is a great combination, and I think it's more or less a safer approach to developing the final installment of the Skywalker saga, while also at the same exact time taking many different risks that will be involved in the making of this movie. And the last thing I just want to go over here is that, you know, Snoke does need a lot of, you know, explanation for his backstory, which we will be getting, as well as the origins of the First Order, hence this vision of the construction of Starkiller Base. I love this, it's great. Anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.